said in there about Republicans, they were ready, right? And I wonder if Democrats are ready. You spend time around candidates, you do some trainings, you like, do you think Democrats are ready for this moment? And this is a terrible moment, but it's a political moment. And as you well know, if we have a House majority and we have enough seats in the Senate, hopefully we could codify this into law, codify abortion rights into law. Do you think Democrats are ready for this political moment?
I think the base of the party is ready for the moment. I think the American people are ready for the moment. And I think the Democrats will rise to the moment. Many of us are. And many more of us are than 10 years ago. Many more of us are than 20 years ago, certainly more than a generation ago. So we're getting ready. I would also say that it's the confluence of interest. If you look at what I found interesting about what's in this leaked decision, if you go back to the oral arguments, one of the things that Justice Sonia Sotomayor talked about during the oral arguments was the stench, right? The stench that was going to come from the Supreme Court from this Texas bill, right? If the Texas ban, now this is also looking at Mississippi, but as to the Texas ban, she said, if it looks like we're just doing politics here and throwing out all these reasoning, I don't know if the court can survive the stench of this. But part of her concern was not only Roe and Casey, it was also the other cases that talk about fundamental rights and the dignity of privacy. So the one thing that the Democratic Party has also evolved on is LGBTQ equality. And so we are well-versed in marriage equality. We are well-versed in that. That's been helpful. We're well-versed in birth control and the fight over Hobby Lobby and not my boss's business. We're well-versed, unfortunately, in the current threat to our trans community and our trans kids and what's going on in the schools and what's going on in some of these terrible, again, go back to Texas, these terrible rules that they're coming up with. So I think that on abortion alone, we're pretty good. But what's really powerful is that we see the interconnectivity of all these intimate decisions that are being threatened, of all of this autonomy that's being threatened. And therefore, you have to believe that we know, and even if every Democratic Party official like me and public official didn't know, they're hearing it over the last several hours. And I think the collective decision is that we want to be really smart about this. We want to be really inclusive about this. And we need to understand that we can't wait till November. There will be poison pill after poison pill after poison pill that is happening in the state budgets, most of whom close their books at the end of June, in the budget for fiscal year 2023 that has to go through the United States House and Senate, the appropriations bills. We have to have our warriors and be at the ready. And it's like whack-a-mole. When somebody sees it comes up, the rest of the party has to join them in saying, this is a problem, and where we can snatch 2 or 3 Republican votes that might be left in Washington for this.